Okay, so you've got pages targeting a certain keyword, but they're not ranking. It's time to build some links, and I'm going to show you how right now. Hey everyone, and welcome to the second strategy in our link building guide series. If you haven't seen our first video, feel free to check out the link on the listicle strategy. I'll link it in the description below, or click wherever it's supposed to be. Anyway, today we are going to be covering what we like to call the anchor text strategy. The anchor text strategy is one of the easiest and arguably most effective link building strategies there is. If you're inexperienced with link building, the anchor text strategy is a great place to start, and it will give you a good idea of the general process behind any link building campaign. One thing to note though is that this strategy works particularly well if you already have some linkable content published. This could be a page, blog post, anything that's focused around a specific keyword. The idea behind it is very simple. You'll be looking for non-competing articles that mention your content's target keyword or similar keyword, a variation thereof, but that are centered around a specific topic or a different genre. These types of articles are perfect link building prospects because adding your link to them would actually help cover a topic that they don't expand on. They might mention it, but they don't go into deep detail about it. This helps create a more informative resource, making it a win-win situation for both sides. In content, editorial backlinks with perfect keywords from relevant pages that also establish authority are some of the strongest backlinks you can get in terms of off-page SEO. To find these types of articles, we need to use some advanced search operators. So let's hop right in and I'll show you exactly what I mean. For the anchor text strategy, we will be using the keyword search again that is connected to live Google results. First, we start by creating a campaign again. We will name this one anchor text. Using the keyword search automation, we will search for multiple queries at one time. But wait, let's actually pause for a second. We need to identify the page or article that we want to build links to. As mentioned earlier, this strategy works specifically best with blog content focused around specific keywords. We will use our article on SaaS marketing as an example. Once you have the page or at least a target for your campaign, then we can work on creating our search queries. Here are the examples that I'll be using. As you can see, I'm using quite a few advanced search operators to create highly targeted strings. Let me explain my thought process here. By using the in-URL blog operator, I'm actually identifying the type of content that I want to collaborate with, aka blog posts. The in-text operator makes sure that our target keyword or one of its different variations is specifically mentioned in the content. I'll actually show you how the prospecting plays into the structure of our pitch in a little bit, but let's continue with the advanced operators. The in-title operator specifies which keywords are included in the title of these articles. This is how you can determine the overall genre and type of content that you want to be reaching out to. I will also be using this operator to exclude our target keyword from the titles of our prospective articles to make sure we aren't reaching out to any competitive content. The reason we do not want to be reaching out to competitive content is because they will most likely not be willing to collaborate or provide a link to a piece of content that is trying to rank for the same keyword as them. It just doesn't add up from an SEO perspective. Before we launch the automation, we will set up some simple filters so that we're reaching out to high quality blog posts that actually get some traffic. Again, we're going to use the Ahrefs metrics. Now we are ready to launch the automation. Go ahead and click Run Automation in the bottom right corner. As the automation runs, it will scrape the top 100 search results and create a bulk list of opportunities and automatically add them to your campaign. Once the automation is done running and you have your link prospects, it's time to create your sequence. For the anchor text strategy, the personalization for the pitch actually comes from the prospecting. So personalizing is very easy and requires little to no effort from your end. We will select the anchor text strategy pitch from our list of templates, and you can see exactly how our pitch is formatted. Just fill in the blanks that are relevant to your campaign because we already know that all the articles mention a specific keyword or maybe a variation of it. This way, you can reference something that the writer has mentioned within the content across all your articles. This also makes it very easy for the recipient to understand where you want the link and how you'll provide value to their article, and this is what we like to call the soft incentive. Some last minute key points to note for your pitch include personalizing your subject line, referencing your recipient by name, and including the name of their article within your pitch. You can automate all of this and respond by including variables. So simply click into your message where you want to include a unique variable and a little icon will appear on the right side of your email editor. Select the icon and insert the variable that you want to use. From here, it looks like our pitch is ready to go. One last tip before we move forward is to include a simple follow-up just in case some recipients don't see or maybe don't respond to your first message. Now, once again, it's time to find contact information. Finding verified contact information can be really mundane if done manually. Trust me, I know, but if you're using a tool like Respondent, you can set up an automation that finds relevant context for you. Here we will work with the first automation that will scrape the page to find any authors that are listed. Although in the case there is no author listed, or maybe it's just a guest post article, Respondent will do a domain level search to find someone else at that website to reach out to. When you're prospecting for context, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to a decision maker that actually has, editorial access to the content. So in this case, we want to be reaching out to SEO managers, content managers, marketing directors, heads of content, so on and so forth. Different organizations are going to have different job titles, so you want to have a good fill of position seniority fields. But we'll also keep generic emails turned on, because sometimes if you're reaching out to a small site or a smaller blog, there might not be any publicly available contact information. So using a generic email address is like a last-ditch resort to connect with these organizations. After you have both your content and the people you want to reach out to, you'll need to do one last review of your campaign. Before launching a campaign, always, and I mean always, do a complete review of your messages to make sure the variables are filled in correctly and all the data is personalized. Since all the personalization is done in relation to the prospecting, we don't have to do any additional personalization. But if you want to go above and beyond, I'm not going to stop you from creating an even more hyper-personalized pitch. After your campaign has been reviewed, feel free to verify and launch your campaign using the button in the top right. The verification will put your campaign through some last-minute safety checks that you can always toggle off, but we recommend keeping on to make sure you're not about to send out any unpersonalized messages. Once verified, you're all set to launch the campaign. The reason we love the anchor text strategy so much is because it is easily scalable and highly personalized with minimal manual effort on your end. The key to this strategy is to make sure that the keyword you're targeting actually appears in the articles. If your keyword is a header or is maybe already being linked to, you will want to remove that opportunity from your campaign. But otherwise, this is a no-brainer if you already have content or pages that you want to be ranking for a certain keyword. Give it a try and let us know what you think. Although, that's it on my end for this link building strategy, and I'll meet you in the next video where we will be covering how to go after links for competing articles.